All right, so I'm about to be real honest right now, right? So right now I'm broke as fuck, right? I don't have shit, right? My financially I'm screwed. I'm messed up right now, right? But then the thing is, I've been messed up for a while, right? But the thing is like I want to be treated like everybody else, right? And so in my pursuit of attempting to be treated like everybody else, even though I'm not like everybody else, okay, especially after being treated like everybody else for so long, when somebody sits there and wants to disrespect that, okay, I'm about ready to crash out, okay, especially if I don't expect it. If I get blindsided, something like that, I don't expect it, I might really do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Flip, fly off the handle, do some wild shit, okay? Now, I haven't gotten any felonies or anything like that, but I remember this one time a principal at a college I went to, I spit in his face, okay? And I went to jail for a couple months for behind that shit, right? And you know, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect or anything like that. The point that I'm making is this: is that you know, I felt that pressure, right? And I know when something takes the pressure off, okay? And I read this book called Never Split the Difference, right? I don't know who the author is off the top of my head. I can't think of his name. Okay, so I read this book, Never Split the Difference. This shit changed my life. Okay, there's a sort of set of rules, if you will, that you know help to take the edge off, but still gives me a lot of a lot of hitting power. Like I got a lot of power behind my head, but at the end of the day, I'm getting a hell of a lot less trouble. Okay, I'm not crashing out no more. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me give you an example of a technique, right? See, if I sit there and talk shit about somebody, right? I talk crazy about my, um, grandma, or talk shit to my grandma about my grandfather or my mother, or this person or that person or this person or that person or whatever. Okay, there's always going to be, okay, something in that other person's mind that says, well, I should have thought of this already, right? So it's like, why don't you like, Eminem? He's clearly racist, okay? And you're like, why are you supporting Eminem? He obviously is a pedophile, whatever you want to call it. And then they're like, well, and they get embarrassed and they feel like they're gonna lose, right? When a person is in risk of losing, they like a cat. They're gonna adjust any way they possibly can, right? You don't want to put somebody in that situation. Okay? I'm not gonna sit there and say, you know, insult somebody. Because that ain't never gonna work. Insulting somebody don't work. Okay? What's more optimal, okay? An optimal way of doing things is this. All right. So let's use the Benzino thing in the whole case and the whole accusation, this whole clusterfuck of situation, right? The whole thing is I identify with the situation. It's like, yo, you sit there, you say a bunch of racist stuff, okay, and you don't address the black public. Instead, you go to a bunch of Caucasian white media outlets. Okay, is that fair? Is that right? I don't think so, right? So that's the problem. But there's a lot of shit that goes around it. So let me explain. Okay, there's several ways I can handle shit. I could say, F that guy. He made insults towards a black woman. He's disrespected the black community. He needs to go. Right? I could do that. Or I could say, hey, look, I'm sure Eminem isn't a bad person. I'm sure Eminem isn't a horrible person. I'm sure he's a wonderful person. Okay? Look, he's obviously a wonderful person. I mean, Royce is sticking by him, right? I mean, he's obviously a good person, right? This person's sticking by him. I mean, he had a great label. He did all this stuff, right? He's obviously a great person, okay? I don't put the onus on Eminem. I put the onus on anyone who is racist, okay? So, for example, I might say, yeah, obviously Eminem is a great person. He's a great person. He's a good, upstanding person. Okay? Well, let me ask you a question. Okay? You're going to give Zimmerman a pass when, just because 30 years is up? Or just because 20 years is up? Do people give R. Kelly a pass when just because 20 years is up? Right? Now, the answer is obviously no. You want to make their answer be no. People feel more comfortable saying no than they feel saying yes. Okay, that's rule number two. So I don't say anything negative about dude for liking Eminem. Okay, and on top of that, I make him say no. Is it cool for people to be racist towards your grandmother, your great grandmother? Okay, to insult, 400 years of slavery? Okay, to basically say I'm superior to you and you're inferior. Okay, if some white guy came on your platform right now and insulted you, okay, is that okay? Right? Okay, and then it's like, okay, let's say some white guy goes to your platform today and insults you, and then 20 years later, okay, he's confronted about it, somebody says something about it, or whatever. Okay, you don't think like you should that guy should be like, yo, man, I was messed up. I was tweaking. I was straight tweaking. I was messed up back then. I was effed up. What kind of messed up shit is this? I screwed up back then. The person's going to be like, no, of course he should say something. Right? The dude just answered his own question. Right? Then I make an observation. Right? Seems like, sounds like, right? Right? Sounds like you're um you're okay with racism. Fold your arms. Let the man answer. No, I'm not okay with racism. I just think it happened 20 years ago. So, if somebody slaps your mother 20 years ago, okay, he never makes a truly formal apology, okay, you don't have a chip on your shoulder 20 years later? No, well, I did the, right? And so now the man is forced to answer the question. Okay? The people that are watching don't hear insults and this and raising voices and this and that and the other. All the people hear is I don't know. So the book is called Never Split the Difference. Let me see who the author is. I can't even think of it. I can't even think right now. So great book. It has put me in a situation. Never split the difference. Chris Voss, Voss. Okay, great fucking book, amazing. Okay, $0 at Audible. With the 3-month Audible trial. So good deal. check that out. Listen to the audiobook, read the fucking PDF or the, you know, Kindle version. That book is crazy. In fact, you could go to Black Swan, I think it's LTD. LTD. Negotiation Mastery is the name of the channel on YouTube. And like, he has little 3 minute clips, 5 minute clips, and he really like he's dope as fuck, man. I have studied psychology all my life, and never in my life have I ever had such a dramatic change as when I started listening to Chris Voss. So, you know, that's what I have to say, man. Anybody can insult, okay? But it becomes very hard to, but what you're doing is you're saying something and then you're folding your arms. You let them answer. So if somebody insults, disrespects your mother 20 years ago, are you saying that they don't, that your mother doesn't deserve an apology, even though it's 20 years later, right? And that's what I'm saying. You say some shit, you let it sit in the air. It sits in the air, it cuts through the air. It's powerful, man. It's powerful shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And look, bro, look, man, I got a long way to go. Okay? Now, I think I'll be successful, but you know what? I've never had success. So I don't know if I'm on the right path or not. But I'm willing to fucking put my fucking foot into this shit. You know what I mean? Go towards what I'm supposed to go through. You know what I mean? And get to where I'm supposed to get. And you know what? If I fail, hey, fuck it. You know what I mean? I did the best that I could, you know. So that's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? And it's that type of freedom and peace that gives me the fortitude, the willpower to keep going, even when times get tough. So, man, I wish Zeno, man, a bunch of luck, man, and I hope things work out for him.